Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to our New Frontier Survival Challenge. It's a crisp fall morning here in New Frontier on the Hidden Springs Timbers. It's not really a ranch. We just Hidden Spring Timber. How about that? We'll just go with that. But it's a crisp fall morning. We've let the fog kind of burn off. It is starting to warm up today. We got rain on the schedule, so we got to get this harvest over and done with. It is officially harvest season. So, yeah, let's head down to our harvester. Get this party started, shall we? Without further ado, it's time to put that gigantic header to good work. Will it work? I hope. Otherwise, we wasted our money. But I'm pretty confident it'll work. So let's head out to the field, shall we? So if you guys remember correctly, we've got to harvest our big old soybean field for the first time. We've got the original soybean field plus the extension to the soybean field. And then, of course, next year, we're going to have the field that we're harvesting now, plus the gigantic field that we made in the last episode. So, we've got a lot coming up in the future. I'm pretty excited, not going to lie. But, there's a few things that have showed up recently that I've been kind of eyeballing. Of course, it would happen right after I spend the money to upgrade my header, like get headers and everything. The Colossus Harvester has appeared. Like, that's a thing now, the Lizard Colossus. So we have the Lizard TARDIS, right? This thing's great, love it. But the Lizard Colossus, if you've never used it, is absolutely absurd. And has a lot of good things about it. I believe it also allows us to harvest root crops and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe at some point we'll get into doing some sort of root crop or something. But for now, we got soybeans to harvest. And a lot of them. Look at the size of this big old soybean field. Let's go ahead and get into the flying view. You can see we do have some hail damage, unfortunately. It seems like it's always the case. But look at this field over here. There's actually hail damage over here too, despite there's never actually been anything put on this field. But, yeah. It's kind of crazy that the hail can damage the soil. It's weird. I've never seen hail damage the soil like this. Sure, it can damage a crop. If the crop's already planted, you get a bad hailstorm. But look at the size of our field, man. Isn't it crazy? Looks good too. And then I kind of like the way that they kind of like run into one another. Yeah, I know I don't own the property here to finish this, but without further ado, let's get this party started, shall we? We're going to unfold the harvester, get it ready to go. We're going to hook up to this gigantic header and hope for the best. If I tip forward, it's going to be a bad day. It seems to be working. Alright. Well, only one way to find out. Let's get this party started. Ah! I'm a dumb. I just crashed into my own friggin' tree. Alright. So we're going to set down the header. Start working on the field.
With a brand new shine, 15 meters wide, said this year's mine. That header looked like heaven, a farmer's dream come true. But halfway through the road, she started acting blue. She's wide and worn, still rolling on, cutting through that field till the morning's gone. missing spots like a memory I can't trust. But she gets it done, and that's enough. Used and rough, yeah, I got her cheap. Fixed her up, now she barely weeps. She skips a patch, leaves a trail behind. So I swing back around with that cleanup grind. She's wide and warm, but she holds her own, like a blues man's heart in a broken home. Ain't perfect, no, but she pulls her weight in a field this big. That's a fair trade. Used to run 6 meters slow and tight. Now I'm gliding through the beans in the morning light. Ain't looking back, just clearing the way. With a wailing engine and a field to slay. She's wide and worn, my partner in dirt. A little off key, but she don't flirt. Might trade her in when the money's right. But for now she's humming through the harvest night. So here's to the tools that ain't quite new. Still got the soul, still cutting through. She ain't flawless, but she's got charm, just like the blues in working this farm.
All right, so we have officially finished our harvest, and it looks like we ended up with not quite double the amount of yield. I think we normally get about 23,900 liters. So the fact that we got 43,000 means we got about 20,000 more liters than we have in previous harvests. Again, that's almost double, but not quite. Not quite double. But the new header, I'm not 100% sure I care a lot about this header. Like, yes, it is nice and wide, but it does tend to miss some spots. So I had to go back through and get some spots cleaned up. But overall, it is nice. It's quick. So the more that we expand, we're going to be able to have bigger fields and be able to get that work done a little bit quicker. I'll just try to set the working width, I think, to a little bit narrow working width for the size and see if that helps. It did seem to help towards the end, so we'll see. We'll see. Not 100% sold on this MacDon header though. But overall, harvest went smooth. We're going to get up here and drop our header off. Now, we will be doing corn next year on both our fields, so we're going to put our harvester header in a position where it's not going to be in the way, preferably. So once we get up here, we'll probably disconnect from the trailer part of this thing, pick it up via the side again, and then park it. Just allows us to park it a little bit easier. I mean, on the other side of things, I could just park this header like out here, but again, this is supposed to be like the driveway area, so we don't want to put the header out there, right? That'd be a high traffic area potentially. You don't want to end up in a situation where you run into your equipment, so instead, we're going to park it down here. Like I said, we will just simply hook up to it. Fold in the trailer. Pull this about here. Set the trailer back out so it's easy to hook up to. Set it down. Alright, and now you guys know the deal. It's time to offload into our silo. If you guys have not seen the way that this silo setup works, we are simply going to dump our stuff into this auger. Oh, apparently we are not we are not in position. Apparently this thing drifted over time. Not ideal. Alright, I think I have to get in up here. There we go. And now we want to straighten it up. There we go. Wish there was a way to set like a wheel chock or something so this thing doesn't slide, but I think it slides over time. It's alright though. Again, we'll just pull our harvester over here, offload into the... I can't see. So awkward. Am I crazy? This must be the, like... Okay. So it's like an optical illusion. There we go. But now we got our soybeans going into the hopper up here. Everything looks good here. We'll have over 40,000 liters of soybeans going into the bin. Shame that you don't see the beans like hit the belt and actually go up the belt. But either way, shouldn't take us too long to offload. Beautiful. All our beans are officially in the bin. We can close her up. Park the harvester until next year. Now, we'll go back outside. We'll go ahead and turn on our dryer. Make sure that the beans are nice and dry for when they go to sell later. Okay, hold the thought. Apparently I got to turn on the menu. I forget what the button is to make it actually start the dryer. Alright, let's turn on the help menu real quick. Turn off the fan. There it goes. I was gonna say, the fan wasn't actually on. There we go. Now we got our beans getting dried, so they'll be good to go for us. Let's jump in old Bessie real quick. We'll take a wander over to our carpentry and our sawmill. Check on everything over there. I just ran into the fuel tank. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Now, I know I can check this in the menu, but still, it's kind of nice to just come over here. So, carpentry-wise, we got 15,000 liters of planks, we got 12,250 liters of long planks, and we still have 3,500 liters of wood. So, it doesn't take a lot to actually make the furniture. Like, we're making quite a bit of furniture every year, but it doesn't take a lot to actually create that furniture. So, once you fill this stuff up, it'll stay running for a while. The sawmill is the complete opposite. The sawmill needs a lot of wood every single month. It needs about 15,000 liters a month to keep running. But it looks like we're good for at least another month. So I think we will go ahead and get ready to go forward. Seems like the right play anyway. So let's head up to the house. Through the Cherry Blossom Highway, even though they're not in bloom at the moment. Good job, Bessie. Alright, let's head in and move to the next month, shall we? Actually, didn't I say I needed to lime that field? Let me check. Pretty sure I need to lime it. We will be needing that. So if we go in here, look at soil composition, you can see we do actually need to lime. So this field over here is fine. This one's going to need to be limed. So we probably ought to do that before winter. That way it has plenty of time to get absorbed into the soil. And then when we go to do the planting or cultivating in the springtime, we should be able to just turn over the soil and mix it in. So, not sure which one of these is our big one. I'm going to assume, nope, that's the John Deere. So we'll just enter this sucker right here. We'll offload the fertilizer for the time being. There we go. Set this down. Grab our lime trailer. Attached a little early. There we go. Fill up with lime. That'll fill the trailer. And this should fill the actual spreader itself. That gives us a total capacity of almost 12,000 liters of lime. And that will not make a whole heck of a lot of difference, I don't think. It's going to take a lot of lime to lime this field. Again, this is just, the good thing about liming is while it does take a lot of lime, it's pretty cheap. And it does only need to be done every couple of years. So I don't mind liming. Alright, we are going to go ahead and set this thing up. As you can see, unfortunately, there is like a little section of it that's not getting brought into the it is kind of an odd shaped field, so will we even get one headlands done without running out of line? I don't know. It's not looking promising, is it? We had, what, just under 12,000 liters? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a whole headlands done. At this rate, I don't know if I'll finish this back side of the field. Alright, well, that tells you everything you need to know about this. It's going to take a lot of line. So, probably, I mean, we know the headlands is the biggest portion of this, but still, it's going to take a couple of trips back and forth. Fortunately, this is a quick tractor, so running back and forth doesn't take that long. But it's good to know. Good information to have, man. Fill it up with lime. Alright, let's go get the rest of the field, or as much of the field as we can anyway. Boy, that dryer for that bin is pretty loud. Sounds like a jet engine over there. I guess technically it wouldn't be considered a dryer. It's just a fan or an aerator. Because we're not like using propane or anything to heat it. It's just blowing air through the beans. Help dry them out. This won't take too long to finish. It's the beauty of having a gigantic working width. Even on a big field like this, it doesn't take very long to fertilize or to lime it. And this should be the last time that we actually have to deal with the plowed state. Because I usually don't plow. Usually just cultivate it every year. Speaking of which, when it comes time to cultivate this, that's going to take a minute. Now I know technically we don't have to cultivate the first year because we already plowed it. And plowed and cultivating in this game are essentially the same thing. Even though plowed gives you an extra state, so we won't get weeds on our first year. But you can see, filling in the gaps in the middle of the field is nothing compared to the headlands. The headlands is the biggest part of the field. Turned that one on a little prematurely. Hopefully we can still finish the field on this next pass, but might have a little couple spots here and there that I have to go back and hit. But the old Massey Ferguson, the brand new Massey, seems to be doing pretty good. So at least there's that. It's got plenty of power, and like I said, I love the transmission on this tractor. Like, I love how smooth it is and everything. So far in this game, one of the biggest downsides that I've had with some of the equipment is just how bad the transmissions actually are. Like, it can make doing everything just seem that much more tedious with some of the equipment. Don't know if we'll finish this entire section, but it looks like we're going to have to go back and get just a little bit more lime to finish off the field. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we won't have to. And we can change the working width so that we're not wasting extra lime. It's going to be real close. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to. Alright, so we want to change the working width. Don't know exactly how much we're going to need. But we'll start with this and see where it goes. Honestly, this is probably a little bit wide. I think we are going to run out just about the time. We got that little spot left. We'll hit that and then that little spot down there on the end. Some of that I know is not part of the field, so I don't think we can plant it, so we might as well just not worry about it. But we'll try. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. Alright, we'll go back, get a little bit more lime, and then we'll come back, finish the field. We got real close. So that's not too bad. Only had to fill it up once. Well, fill it twice technically. But we're not going to fill up the actual spreader this time. We're just going to fill up the trailer. Because we'll use the trailer for the lime anyway next year. And I don't want to have to unload the spreader. Yeah, we're definitely getting some lag over here, that's for sure. The game is struggling with the amount of equipment we have stored in one spot, I think. Alright, so we want to start filling with some lime. And something happens with this trailer where it gets glitched out. It doesn't actually load in the lime as it fills. You can see it's kind of like flickering over there in the right as it fills. A little bit odd, but it's a mod, so things like that are expected from time to time. Alright, let's go finish the field. We're just going to try to line it up and hit it. This is the smallest working width that this thing can operate at, so I know we're wasting some lime, but again, lime's cheap, and I just want to finish the field here. Perfect. Alright, take this back up there, park it. This will be ready to plant, technically. We won't have to cultivate it this year. Pull down here. Oh god, the lag about made me run into it. Set that there. Bring the trailer back over and park it where we normally park it. There we go. Start filling this thing with the fertilizer. Perfect. Yep. Man, that dryer is loud. Alright though, so there we have it. Harvest is done. We have prepared our other field for planting. So now I think it's time to just go through. We will sell off our wood chips in January. But let's go up to our house here. Is there anything that we need to look at? Nope. Don't have anything in there. Well, let's call it a day. I actually forgot to set it to 10 a.m., but that's fine. I just kind of want to go forward and see what what November's going to look like. Forgot what this place looks like in the morning. The fog. Dark side of the hill over here. The light side, you got the sunrise coming up through our... I mean, look at those God rays through the trees. You'll love to see it. There's a tractor we don't really need. But yeah. I think we are just going to go ahead and end it there. I mean, I know it's a quick episode. Harvests usually are. But in the next episode, we will be selling off our wood chips in January. I believe that's at their peak. And then we will be planting the fields with the new corn. And then we will fertilize them and get ready to sell off our products in June, I believe. So, yeah. If you guys enjoy what I'm doing, make sure you guys punch that like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.